afternoon everyone and welcome to today's session. We will quickly go to the questions directly and without wastage of time. So the word for the day, you can take it as nostalgia. I don't know how many of you know the meaning of the word. It means sentimental longing for or wistful thinking of a place which represents home or something like that. Okay, so when you feel nostalgic, you miss home. Okay, so let's get started with the session. So from the given alternatives 1, 2, 3 or 4, choose the option which may be used to improve the sentence by replacing the word or phrase in bold. In case no improvement is needed, choose option 5. So you know what you have to do, right? Out of these 5 options, you have to select one if any change is required. If not, then option 5 will be your answer. Can you please not disturb me for a few hours as I had been trying hard to concentrate? Now, if you look at the sentence, what is the sentence talking about? Let's talk about the tense, because we are specifically focusing on this specific sentence on the tense. So, can you please not disturb me? Okay, so this till up to this point, it sounds like it is in simple present. I had been trying hard to concentrate. So this shows, this part of the sentence should say that I started trying to concentrate in the past, and I am still trying to concentrate in the present time. Okay, so that's what it says. The action started in the past and is still going on, trying, ing. So this has to be in continuous form, and to be precise, since the overall tense is in the present, so we will be using present. So we are looking for present. Since we are supposed to use have been instead of had been, so present perfect continuous, right? The tense should be I have been trying to concentrate. So the right answer would be which one? 1, 2, 3 or 4? I might be, I have been, I has been, or I will. I will, definitely it talks about the future, so I will is not the right answer. You do not use I and has together. Has is used for second person. Third person singular number, right? So for he, she, it, you use has. I have been trying. Okay, now we have the continuous form, trying. We just need the perfect form. So yes, this is the right answer. So option 2 is the right answer. All of you got it? Great. Now since this one is done, can we move on to the next question? Now, I don't see anyone making sentences on the word that I said, nostalgia. I'm sure it is a very common word, asked a lot of times. You see the words popping up here and there in reading comprehension as well. So let's start making sentence on the word. Moving on to the next question. There has this thing known as humanity, and you must help your fellow beings. Okay, so it says there has this thing. Okay, so we are talking about something in particular. Okay, something which is known as humanity. Okay, so known as, if we are referring to as known as, again we are referring to it in simple present tense, isn't it? So we cannot use there has this thing. Okay, so it has to be is. Okay, there is this thing. Okay, there is this thing. Which thing? Humanity. So there is this thing known as humanity, and you must help your fellow beings. Okay. Yes, moving on to the next question. What had you gained by torturing all of us? Okay, so what had you gained? Remember, whenever we are talking about anything that is in, when do we use perfect? Past perfect? Had is past perfect. I'm sure all of you know that. Now, when do we use past perfect? When the action is no longer relevant to the present time, isn't it? So when you say what had you gained, it means in the past. So it should not be relevant now. what have you gained, it should be so we have to use present perfect instead of past perfect in this statement, right? So instead of what had you gained, it should be, okay, what have you gained by torturing all of us? If it is in the, now we do not have, okay, so have could be one of the option. Now since have is not there, so it can either be in the present or in the future, right? So it can either be in the present or it can be in the future. So what should be the right option? What has you gained? Absolutely not. Again, you do not use has. What you gained? No. What had gained? Again wrong. What will you gain is in the future. So fourth one is the right answer. Okay, what will you gain by torturing all of us? So this is like a question, when do you ask such question? When someone is probably giving you an indication that the person is gonna somehow torture you, so you ask the question, what will you gain out of doing all this, right? So what will you gain is the right answer. Okay, this is a very common question whenever people try pathos, as in whenever people try to talk to persuade others with help of feelings. So they refer, this is a very common jargon that is used. What will you gain out of this? What happiness will you get out of this, and things like that. So it is a very common jargon. Okay, moving on to the next question. I does not require an extra blanket, thank you. I am sure this statement is wrong and all of you are able to identify that it is wrong. This is a very easy one. So which one should be the right answer for this one? Definitely the bold no improvement is not the right answer. It does need a lot of improvement. Okay. So the person is saying that the person does not require an extra blanket. Okay, so whenever we do not use I and does together, right? I is always followed by do, not does. Okay, he does, she does, and it does. So again, do and does fall in the same category, where does is only used for third person singular number. So instead of does not, it should be do not. Okay, why will it be I could not require an extra blanket? Because the statement is not talking about whether you can or you cannot, okay, or you could in the past, whether you can or could in the past. Again, it is not talking about whether you shall require a blanket or you should require a blanket. It is talking about the person not requiring any blanket. I think I overstretched it, didn't I? So yes, the right answer, I'm sure all of you know, is 4. As I can see, a lot of you know the right answer. Yes. Moving on to the next question quickly then. Where are you planning to head this summer with your family and friends? So where are you planning to head this summer with your family and friends? Now, for this question, I am very sure it sounds okay. And what do you guys think? I'm sure if when I say I'm planning to head that way, or I'm planning to head this way, or we are heading towards something, what do we mean by that is going, right? So the usage is absolutely right. Where are you planning to head this summer with your family and friends? So there is no improvement required in this statement. So the answer would be no improvement for this one, isn't it? Okay. If you guys have got it, I'm sure this one is an easy one, so you must have got it. So let's move on to the next question. Till then, no improvement. Okay. Moving on to the next question then. Now we have error spotting. Okay. Now, I'll just read the direction just in case anyone is not familiar with how error spotting works. The following sentence is broken into 4 parts. One part of the sentence is not acceptable in standard English. Pick up the part and mark its number. If there is no error in the bold parts, mark 5. There is no error as the answer. Okay. The wide-eyed optimism of Macy's youth was now transported after she had worked many years in the criminal justice system. Okay. Now, so you are supposed to say, you are first supposed to identify whether this part has an error or not. Now, let's just quickly, I'll give you a quick 5 to 10 seconds. You are supposed to see if there is an error, and you are supposed to tell me where and what is the error. Okay, so quickly go through the statement and tell me where is the error. After that, we'll discuss the answer for this one. Someone, I think Sai Manikanta is saying 4 as the answer. After she had worked many years in the criminal justice system. What is wrong with that? No, after she had worked many years in the criminal justice system, that is fine. The error is right over here, the usage of the word transported. You understand when do we use the word transported, right? We use transport when we have to talk about something being moved from one place to another place, right? So if something is being moved from one place to another place, that is the meaning of transported. Here it does not make sense because we are talking about Macy's youth, where she was wide-eyed optimistic. So she was very optimistic. She was someone who looked forward to everything in life. Okay, so Macy was that kind of a person, and that changed. When did it change? After she had worked many years in the criminal justice system. So what now change. So we are looking for something, a word that is similar to changed. Okay, so instead of transported, it should be transposed. Okay, it should be transposed. Transposed means altered or changed. Okay, so her youth, her optimistic behavior, her everything that she was, it completely changed and turned around for her once she joined the criminal justice department, and she saw that people are not always what they seem. They're like, I don't know what she saw, but she definitely saw something which changed her point of view. So it, instead of transported, it should be transposed. Okay. So the error in this statement is in part 3. Okay, moving on to the next question. Their tour of South America was unguarded so that they saw only popular destinations and avoided the dangerous parts of cities. The right answer for this one, the error is their tour of South America was unguarded, so they saw only popular destination and avoided the dangerous parts of cities. Okay, so that part has the error. Again, this answer might be different from what the answer is given in the solution key. Like I said, few questions, there might be a discrepancy. This is the right answer, okay? Because so that they saw, is a result, something where you draw conclusion, okay? Or derive conclusion from. So that's when you use so that, okay? Not over here. Okay, here we are talking about the reason, as in effect of this happening, of this cause. The two was unguarded, so the effect was they saw only popular destinations. All right, so that should be the right answer. Moving on to the next question then. Again, Piyush, I think you are saying the answer that has been given in the answer sheet. That's not the right answer for this one, like I said. Okay, moving on to the next question. Quickly, let's go to the next question. Until the Spanish Armada. Okay, what is the meaning of Armada? It has come from the It is again a military term which is used to talk about a fleet of warship. Okay, so a lot of warship was defeated in 1587. Spain had, okay, what is this word? Hegemony. It is leadership or dominance over other countries. So dominance over other, okay, it can be anyone, okay, so that is the meaning of hegemony. Okay, gem, it is pronounced as hegemony. Okay, over the seas, controlling waters stretching as far as the Americas. Okay, it should be as far as the Americas. Okay, now where is the error over here? If you guys haven't got it, figured it out, there is no error in the statement. It is absolutely fine. So the answer would be option 5, no error. Okay, now moving on to the next question. Venus, with a surface temperature that would turn rubber into liquid, is inimical to any form of life. What is the meaning of inimical? It means something that obstructs something, okay? It's like a hurdle, it's like a barrier, okay? So tending to obstruct. Or harm. Basically hostile, okay? So that is the meaning of inimical. To any form of life. So Venus, the temperature of Venus, the other statement says that it is so hot that it can turn rubber into liquid. So thus we cannot have life on Venus. Is the statement right grammatically and contextually? Yes, it is absolutely right. Okay. Okay, this one is also done. Let's move on to the next question. Okay. While the CEO enthusiastically shares his plans and agenda with all who will listen, the CFO is far more technical, rarely revealing his perspective. Okay, now this one, look at the statement, okay? What does the statement mean? The whole thing, if you are able to grasp the meaning of the statement, you have to be very good with your, you have to be very well versed grammatically as well as vocabulary as well, okay? So with words also you have to be very well equipped. Now, when you given any statement, first try to understand what does the statement say, okay? So based on that you can see where the error is. So just try understanding what the statement says over here. The statement says that while the CEO enthusiastically shares his plans and agenda, the CEO, okay, so that means CEO is the extrovert type, and with all who will listen. The CFO is far more technical, rarely revealing his perspective. Now, this is a very weird generalization, isn't it? If you go according to this statement, it says that people who are technically well versed, they rarely reveal their perspective, which is not true. So there is word usage related error. And what is the error? It's a very simple error. Instead of technical, it should be, instead of the word technical, it should be something where we talk about someone opposite to this, okay, opposite to extrovert. So you can say taciturn. Okay, someone who's a taciturn person, a person who rarely speaks, only speaks when if necessary, or turns quiet when asked a certain question. Okay, so that is the meaning of taciturn. So taciturn should be the right answer for this one. So the error is in part 3. Okay, moving on to the next question then. Okay, now we have a different type of question. I'll quickly read the direction for you. In the following sentence, a part of the sentence is underlined. Below are given alternatives to the underlined part which may improve the sentence. Choose the correct alternative. In case no improvement is needed, choose the alternative that indicates no improvement needed. Okay, got it? I hope you got it. Okay. Authorities have yet to retrieve all bodies from a battle zone that is still littered with unexploded. Okay, now before we go to the, I hope you got it. What we are supposed to do over here. This is supposed to be changed in case any improvement is needed. You are supposed to make improvement in this part of the statement, right? So I will quickly read the statement once again so that it is clear. Okay, authorities have yet to retrieve. It is so wrong that I can't even read it properly. All bodies from a battle zone that is still littered with unexploded munition and homemade bombs. Okay, so first of all, let's see what can we replace it with. Have. What does it say over here? Authorities have all bodies, so not yet retrieved, right? So the context of the sentence, what does it suggest? That okay, we usually use, okay, let's work it this way. Okay, yet to. Okay, so with this to, we always use it has to be an infinitive over here, right? Now if we look at it, yet to retrieve should be the right answer. Option C, yes, like most of you pointed it out, it should not be the ed form, it should be yet to retrieve. Okay, not retrieved. If we had to use retrieved, authorities haven't retrieved all bodies. Okay, so C is the right answer. So only C should be the right answer. Moving on to the next question. President Donald Trump can return to the United States is claiming to have snagged over $250 billion in deals from his maiden trip to Beijing. Okay, first of all, what is the meaning of maiden trip? What is the meaning of maiden trip? That means first trip. Okay, first trip to, so what is he claiming? He's claiming that after returning from the very first return, he managed to make he managed to crack a deal worth $250 billion. Okay, that's what he's claiming. Now, okay, all this information, what is it suggesting? All this information is suggesting that we are talking about who did all this. Who is it talking about? It is all referring to Donald Trump, okay? But only participle phrase, as in, what is a participle phrase? with a verb plus ing form, right? Only that functions as an adjective, right? And they are not preceded by any helping verb, okay? So they are not supposed to be preceded by any helping verb. So instead of this, it should be omitted. So what should be the right answer? United States claiming, okay? President Donald Trump can return to the United States claiming, can return. Okay. So only which one is the right answer? Only C again. Next one. The development of hydrogen-powered cars will always be hindered by the physical fact that hydrogen, while containing more energy per gallon than does gasoline, is much less dense than gasoline. Hydrogen thus carries less energy per pound, making it dash for any vehicle to carry enough hydrogen on board for long trips. Okay, now these are very nice questions, okay? So let's look at it part by part. Now the options for these questions you will see are not very easy words. So we will be discussing all the words which are necessary to solve this question, okay? So first let's look at the meaning. Let's try and understand what is the meaning of the statement, okay? So first things first. Now look at the statement. It talks about two different aspects of hydrogen cars, right? Over here it says hindered by the physical fact while containing more energy per gallon than gasoline is much dense, and then there is another fact, okay? Now after all this it says thus, okay? Thus, so we are concluding something over here because of it. So if you see hydrogen, what are we talking about? Why can't it replace gasoline? That's why we are talking about it. So that means why can't it is the conclusion, okay? So these are the reason. Okay, so the first word is enhance. I'm sure enhance, you already know what is the meaning of enhance. It means improved, okay? What is parodied? Parody, don't go by it has changed into a verb form. The word is parody, and I'm sure all of you know what is the meaning of parody. It just means produce a humorously exaggerated imitation of someone, okay? So that is the meaning of parody. Now convenient, I don't think I have to explain. What is the meaning of austere? Austere means severe or strict, okay? So strict is the meaning of austere. Ungainly, okay? So that means without any gain. Inept, what is the meaning of inept? That means it is incapable of, right? It is unequipped with something. Okay, having no skills, okay? Okay, or the required skills, it can be that, okay? So we are talking about why will it fail, right? So why will it be difficult or awkward? That's what we are trying to say, okay? So it should be, we are looking for negative words. Enhance is not a negative word. Parodied is definitely, it's just about making fun of someone in an exaggerated way. So it has nothing to do, it's a weakling, okay? So B is definitely out. Convenient is also not a negative word, so this also is not the right answer. What is the meaning of austere? Strict. So are we looking for something that is strict? Because of that it is not, it will never replace gasoline? No. So ungainly, something that is unfruitful or something that is, so E and F should be the right answer. That is 5. Option 5 is the right answer. I hope you guys got it. Why will 5 be the right answer? making it inept or ungainly for any vehicles to carry enough hydrogen on board for a long trip. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Let's see if you can solve the next question. Now try thinking a little. First of all, first things first, you are supposed to look at the statement. Try understanding whether the meaning of the statement is a positive one, whether we are looking for a positive word or a negative word. Strike out all the weak links and look for words that are synonyms, okay, that are close to each other. Let's try the next one, okay. Now look at this one. Just for your convenience, I will be giving you the meaning of the words as well. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'll be giving you the meaning of the words as well. Not only did the exhibit clearly show the health benefits of a vegetarian diet, it showed how those benefits often translate into a greater sense of dash. Greater sense of what? Greater sense of vitality, okay, mendacity, remorse, vigor, contrition, or persecution. Okay, so now these words, let's start with the first word. What is the meaning of vitality? So try solving it till I keep telling you the meaning of the statement. It is the meaning, vitality means the stage of being or a state of being, the state of being very healthy, okay, and fit. Being strong and active, okay? Strong and active, okay? Then mendacity is just untruthfulness, okay? So someone who's untruthful is truthfulness. Okay, remorse, I'm sure you know the meaning of remorse. It means guilt, okay, or deep regret, okay. What is the meaning of vigor? Vigor is also written, this is the American spelling, it is also written as G-O-U-R sometimes, okay. It talks about the physical strength, okay. So again, it means physical strength and good health. That's your clue, guys. Physical strength and good health. All right. What is the meaning of contrition? The state of being remorseful. Again, to do with remorse. Okay. Remorse. So these two are synonyms. And these two are synonyms. Right. What is the meaning of persecution? Basically ill treatment or hostility. Okay. Okay, so again, this is a negative word. So what are we looking for? Let's try and understand the meaning of the statement. Some of you are saying A and D. Vitality and vigor. Okay, so let's take Shubham. Jayamurli is also saying the same. Uday is also saying the same. Of course, if so many people are saying, then they are not wrong. It is right. It should be A and D. So not only, okay, we are looking for something that does not, the vegetarian diet does not only have this benefit, but we are also we are talking about about another benefit of it. So we're looking for something very positive word. Okay, the state of being active. So you're active and you're strong when you eat vegetarian food. Yes, right answer. So that is the right answer. Moving on to the next question. Now this one is also of the similar type. Try working on this one. Again, I will be solving the words. I will be telling you the meaning of the words as we go along the text. Okay, so try solving this one. One of the rarest of celestial events, this total solar eclipse, only happens when the moon in its orbit around the earth fully occludes. What is the meaning of occludes? It means stop. Okay, occludes means stop the view of the sun from a particular location on earth. Of course, because the moon is relatively small in celestial terms, and its umbra, the central part of the moon's shadow caused by its blocking the sun, only traces of narrow path on the earth, a total eclipse is such a dash occurrence that it typically draws hundreds of thousands of onlookers. What a beautiful statement, and what a beautiful way of talking about solar eclipse. So solar eclipse basically is, this is the earth when the moon obstructs the sun. Okay, so the view is of this sort. So there's a ring that forms around when you see a total solar eclipse, right? And that's we are talking about a total eclipse is such a something, okay, something very rare, okay. Of course we are talking about something which is very rare of an occurrence, that it typically draws hundreds and thousands of onlookers, okay. So something that is not very common, so uncommon, and again it is very atypical, okay. It is not a typical event, it's not something that happens on a daily basis, it's not very casual, it happens very rarely, okay. So these are the two words. This one was a simple one, but let's just, okay, before I go to the next one, I always talk about words, make sure that you know all the words. So what is the meaning of desultory? It means lacking enthusiasm, okay, lacking enthusiasm, okay. Casually, I'm sure you know what is the meaning of momentous. Again, something that is very significant, okay. So people might get confused between momentous, whether we should select something that is momentous, because it is again momentous. So do not get confused. Try understanding what this whole statement fully means, okay. It is significant, it is momentous, but that is not the right word we are looking for, because something that is significant and momentous does not always draws typically hundreds and thousands of onlookers, because it is rare and very uncommon. That's why it should it will draw thousands of onlookers. British modernists used the literary tropes of fragmentation and failure to explore the impending dash of British colonialism, illustrating the imminent sunset of the empire through their literature. Now, my God, lot of words. So, what does the statement mean? And if anyone can give it a try. A British modernist, okay, modernist we generally refer to, now you know, any modernist is a person who's modern, okay, in his thoughts, in his encourages modern, specifically we are talking about art, okay. So yes, that is the meaning of modernist, okay. Someone who is a supporter or is a believer of modernism, and especially in the form of in arts, okay. A believer of modernism. Used in the literary tropes, okay. What is a literary trope? It is the use of figurative language. You understand what is the meaning of figurative language? That means sometimes you have to read between the lines, and sometimes it does not literally says what it says, okay, or the words do not mean what they say. They somehow by using different forms of speech, like figures of speech is used, a lot of simile or metaphor is used to when you use literary tropes, okay, of fragmentation and failure to explore the impending. What is the meaning of impending? Something that is about to happen. Okay, of British colonialism. You understand what is colonialism, where the Britishers invaded different countries and they colonized over there, they settled over there, they started making colonies, okay, that is colonization, illustrating imminent sunset of the empire through their literature. So how was their downfall of their empire, the sunset of their empire, as in how did they finally were casted out of these places, of wherever they had settled and made colonies. Okay, what is the meaning of avarice? Avarice means someone who's very greedy. Okay, extremely greedy, extreme greed. What is the meaning of castigation? Castigation is when you reprimand someone. Okay, castigate or chide, we also call it chide, as in shouting at someone basically. Okay, so reprimand, shout, reprimand is a nice word. Reprimand someone. Dissolution is ending something formally. Okay, so when you dismiss an assembly or dissolve a company, that is called dissolution. Okay, formally ending. Wealth rise. What is the meaning of cessation? Again, it means the process of ending. Okay, okay, now what does the statement say? Dexterous? No, it does not mean dexterous. Dexterous means skillful. Literary tropes are different. They mean where writers just use indirect way of saying things. Okay, that is a literary trope. Okay, so okay, so what would be the right answer for this one? Failure of fragmentation and failures to explore the impending. That means impending as in what was about to happen, of the downfall that was about to happen of the British colonialism. So what should be the right word over here? There are two words that we are looking for. Okay, ESS means tax. You're right, Shubham, but cessation is the process of ending. I'm not sure how is it related to tax, but cess, yes, it is right. It is tax or own tax. Okay, come on. What should be the right? Which one would be the right answer for this one? C and F. Okay, let's see which one is C. Dissolution and cessation. Okay, so yes, we are talking about ending, two process of ending. So C and F is the right answer. Fourth one is the right answer. Yes, let's move on to the next question quickly. Okay, the speaker, though well-read and articulate, had a tendency to be dash. Okay, so we are talking about the speaker though. Okay, so we are referring to whatever is written over here, the opposite or contradictory will be over here on this part of the statement. That we need to understand. The key word here is though. Though well-read and articulate. What is the meaning of articulate? Someone who is who has the ability to speak fluently and coherently is an articulate person. Okay, so someone who speaks fluently. Okay, had a tendency to be, so something negative. We are looking for two negative words. Eloquent is again positive. Elegant is again positive. Bombastic is something which has a lot of noise, which makes a lot of noise, but it does not have any it does not make any sense. It's just a lot of noise. Okay, so bombastic is a negative word. Okay, so bombastic. Gregarious is someone who is very friendly. Okay, again, and affable is also someone who's very friendly. So positive. Pompous is someone who shows off a lot and is always giving himself a lot of importance. Okay, so self-important person. Okay, so that is the meaning of pompous. So two negatives we have got, and that would be the right answer. C and E. Fifth one. Yes. So let's move on to the next type of question quickly. The last set of 5 questions, 4 or 5 questions we'll do, and then we'll wind up the session, and after some time we'll have another session. Okay, let's quickly go through the concentrate. Now we will quickly do this part because it is very, very easy. Okay, so the army said a few militant holdouts are still hiding in what is now ground zero. Okay, army says, army had said. Again, we are dealing with tenses. Okay, so you are supposed to be you can see a lot of tense related questions over here, so be very well prepared with tenses. Okay, okay, so the army said a few militant. Okay, now this part of this statement are still hiding in what is now ground zero. So this part of the statement, it talks about something that is in the present time. Okay, only A. Yes, moving on to the next one. In a worry sign for the consumption outlook, a record high 43.2% of single households said they had no plans to own a house, more than double the ratio 10 years ago. In a worry sign. Okay, now here if you see the word sign in a worry sign, sign is what? A noun. We are using sign as a noun. As a noun, right? So it should always be preceded by an article. Okay, so any article, it should always be preceded by an article, right? What is worry over here? If you can tell me what is worry over here. Worry is a verb. Okay, the word worry is a verb, but here it is acting as an adjective because it is adding more meaning to the word sign. Okay, so it is acting as an adjective. Now only participle, that is verb plus ing form, functions as an adjective. Okay, so only verb plus ing form and adjective works as an adjective before a noun, right? So that's why it should be in a worrying sign, not a worry sign. Okay, so the right answer would be option B, a worrying sign. Only B is the right answer. Yes, we need an adjective. You're right, Shubham. You figured it out. Very good. Moving on to the next question then. Okay. Scores of hostages escaped or were rescued in the last few months of the fighting, but it is unclear how many may have been killed. Okay. So, scores of hostages escaped or were rescued. Now, either they escaped or they were rescued in the last few months. So the sentence is absolutely, if we look at it grammatically as well as contextually, it is absolutely fine over here. There is no correction required. You cannot change it to escaped or was escaped, has rescued, was rescued or has rescued or have rescued. They are not the one who are rescuing, they are the ones who are being rescued. Okay, so were rescued is the right answer, so no improvement required. Fifth one is the right answer for this one. Moving on to the next question, our second last question for the day, for this session. Okay, so let's just see that. Okay, but 54.1% of households' financial asset was held on saving by bank deposit, with only 8.9% held in stocks, the survey showed. Okay. Now, if you look at this statement, the entire statement is in passive voice, because the survey showed, what the survey showed is given before the subject. Okay, so it is in passive voice, right? Now, was held on savings, is this right? Now, but 54.1% of households, that means it is plural. We are referring to it as plural, right? So was is the wrong usage. If we are referring to it as plural, it should be were held on. Okay, instead of was held on. So that is option 1, option A. So only 1 should be the right answer. Okay, now we will be doing the last question for the day. Let's quickly finish it up. I think till now everything is clear. Let's see the last question and let's quickly solve it. Okay, now this is your last question. The survey targets 8,000 households nationwide from June 16 to July 25, 2017, with 47.1% replying. Okay, the survey targets 8,000 households nationwide from this year to this year. Okay, that's what it says. Okay, now the survey target, so we are supposed to say whether this statement should remain in simple present or should we change it to something else. So yes, we have to change it to something else because of these words and these numbers. It says 2017, that means we are referring to something in the past. So the survey targeted, has targeted, or will it be has targeted, or will it be survey targeted? It should be the survey targeted. Yes, C is the only C should be the right answer. Okay, all right, so that is it for the day. We are done for the day, and that brings us to the end of this session. Please stay tuned for that.